Thank you. Over the low back and the hip area at the same time. It's really, really nice, but it's harder. When you don't have direct contact with the skin. And I am not, concerned about doing anything fancy here or anything detailed. I'm just really encouraging these glute muscles to let go a little bit, because it's going to make the work that I'm going to do directly on the low back that much easier. I'm also getting a pretty good idea of, I've worked on Julia a few times, but this helps me to get more familiar with the shape of her sacrum and the size of it, and everybody's sacrum is definitely different, and I'm usually working around the sacrum a lot when somebody needs low back work. And go ahead and warm up this side. I'm just making sure. I think my worst habit as a therapist is just my feet are too close together a lot of the times, which puts a lot of strain on the low back. So just reminding myself to work in a way that feels good. And again, just kind of feeling for any catching in the hip joints. Feeling for catching in the low back as well. With these compressions, just gradually sinking my weight in. I'm not just sinking my weight in all at once. A really nice technique for this glute max when you're using a soft fist is if you rotate your weight around. It's just a great way to isolate that muscle fiber. Well, 95% of the time do some work in the hips and the glutes before I make direct contact with the low back. You do need to be a little bit careful as you move up higher. The sacrum can be kind of bony, so you just need to be a little bit careful. And I'm just going to offer some traction, stretch that low back a little bit. So I'm not really pressing down as much as away. Just stretching the sacrum in different directions. And I'm going to go in with my oil. There's a lot of thick fascia when you're working around the sacrum. So I'm definitely going to do light oil to start. I can stretch everything out down here. And including the erector spinae a little bit. And just working my way around the iliac crest. And just doing some soft tissue work here. Again, this would be a lot easier if I could work my way into the hip a little bit more. And just nice and slow. Really focusing on nice firm pressure around that iliac crest, around the hips. You can relieve some pressure on that side joint just by working on some of this fascia closer to the spine. If it feels bony, you can use the outer edge of your fingers a little bit more give. It just feels really nice when you're working on the low back, when you can bring that movement all the way into the medius around into the hips. And there's a lot of nerve endings as you move closer towards the tailbone. So I always check in with my clients before I do this, but I really like to work on this area along the spine, closer towards the tailbone. I find that it's easier. I feel the most stable when I run both of my thumbs along the spine, closer to the tailbone anyway. You can walk your thumbs, but I just really prefer one long. And people can be really surprised just how much is going on here. So just by stimulating these nerves and this connective tissue, it can travel and provide a lot of relief to the whole low back and any SI joint related issues. And I'm going to go ahead and go in with my forearms a little bit. And do some deeper work. And I'd like to thank a few of our patrons. I'd like to thank Tim Harrington, Jamie Evans, and Sliced Bread. Thank you guys so much for your support. I'm set up pretty perfectly to do deep tissue in the QL, but I'm not gonna do that today. It just feels like not that kind of vibe of a massage. So I'm gonna work my way into these hips a little bit more. I find that this is a really easy way to get some traction and stretch. Just using the forearms. And I will usually work on the medius a little bit more. And just making sure that I'm not hitting any bony spots as I work my way around this area. really like using my forearm for this kind of work because it just kind of helps my client feel how everything's connected. And I find that if traction is what I'm after, I just find that this is an easier technique than using my hands. And once I've spent a good amount of time working on and around the sacrum, I can go in pretty confidently without worrying that I'm going to hit bone. Because kind of know the shape and size of what I'm working with. You need to be a little careful of floating ribs as you get a little higher too. And ending with some nice pressure along the iliac crest on both sides, just encouraging all that to let go and relax. It's really nice if you can bring it into the hips a little bit. And that is all for today. Thank you for joining us today. We enjoyed spending this time with you, and I look forward to seeing you next time.